is a couple million votes plus down in the popular vote, but clearly won the election big in the Electoral College with 306 electoral votes to 232. And that has to factor into his ability to work across the aisle. He will have a mandate because he won with an Electoral College vote that was big, but he has to know that this is a divided country, at which point working with Democrats and things like infrastructure projects and other big ticket items probably will be key to this new coming president, who is a wheeler dealer and knows how to work people over to get it his way.
Brett Baer, how about that? Talking about a electoral college landslide there, saying he has a mandate. That's pretty telling. I think that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and hit it.
Who is the man that would risk his neck for his brother, man?
Shaft! Can you dig it?
Hey, nice. Now you're following that up a little bit there.
Exactly.
You're going to have to start potting that down sooner or he's going to sing the whole song. All right?
You know, I want to play the first line. I want to say the first line that they say before that, but I don't think the
Yeah,
FCC will.
broadcast standards. We got to watch that.
Not going to happen.
Yeah, that's a problem. So even as Chris came into the studio, where I'm seeing here on Fox, I've been waiting for this, a judge has ordered a release of the warrant information that they used to seize the laptop of Anthony Weiner. This was the investigation that led Comey to announce 7 days before the election that he had reopened the investigation to Hillary Clinton.
I remember reading about that a little bit yesterday, but I'm understanding what are they trying to get out of that?
Well, I think they're looking for they know there won't be a lot of details that come out of it, but they're looking for the reasons that were stated by the FBI to seize the laptop and what information they were looking for.
Oh, okay.
And all of this is breaking news right now, and I'm waiting to get all the details on it. Apparently, this was just released, and as a result of that, they're pouring through the documents even as we speak. And I was watching something live on Fox there, trying to follow along with the closed captioning. But one of the things that it said is that, according to the warrant, Weiner was not authorized to store or transmit classified documents on that laptop.
Correct.
So that was one of the reasons the FBI used in seeking a search warrant to further search for classified documents. Now, I guess the conclusion that they didn't find any Hillary Clinton stuff on there still doesn't mean that Huma Abedin may not be in trouble for classified documents that they found on there, because there could have been, if they were stored however many thousands of emails of hers, 15,000 emails or something on there, or however many there were, there almost had to have been something.
I think they're just looking for the next excuse to blame why Hillary lost. And then now they're going to blame the warrant or something. Who knows?
You
Just
think?
well, I'm being kind of...
Yeah, I don't know who
facetious,
sought it. I think it was a media organization that sought that. But they probably were working in cahoots with the Clintons.
They'll figure out somehow to link this. This is why she lost, because the warrant wasn't done correctly.
Yeah. What's your reaction to the whole electoral dust up yesterday?
I have mixed emotions. I am happy, giddy, because Trump has won and everything. But on the other hand, I'm pissed off, because I'm so tired of these people whining about Hillary won the popular vote. And I was going to say when I came in, you guys need to find that clip of that woman protester in Wisconsin where she's screaming, saying, "This is my America. This is my America. Shame, shame." Hilarious.
Oh, I'll look for that.
That is it's on NBC. Are you serious?
No, I will. I'll get my people on that.
It's hilarious. Hilarious watching a grown woman adult having a complete meltdown like a 2-year-old.
Speaking of that, Christine Pelosi just about had a meltdown yesterday.
They all
didn't get what she wanted, and in California, they're out in front of the State House there in California, where they have like 55 electors. Yeah. They all were destined to vote for Hillary Clinton. Like 3 or 4 of them changed their votes in the state of California from Clinton.
Yeah. What they don't realize is that for people that weren't really big Donald Trump supporters like me who voted for him reluctantly, every time they do all this stuff, you're making me more and more of a fan of Donald Trump and saying, go, go, go.
You had an interesting interaction on social media, Facebook, with a friend of ours, with a mutual friend of ours, where you pointed out that what the left likes to hang their hat on in this election is that, well, she got more of the popular vote. And today, the New York Times, right on cue, came out with an editorial calling for the end of the Electoral College, right, linking it to slavery. And that's the reason we need to get rid of the Electoral College. You know, it's so old it's linked to slavery. But regardless, they bring this out, and then you pointed out correctly, and I was so happy to see you do this, that if you removed the California vote, he won by 1.5 million votes.
1.5 million
in
votes.
the rest of the country, separate from the state of California.
Right.
That's filled with left-wing wackos. They probably ought to just fence it off and wait for the inevitable day when it breaks off into the ocean, because I've seen the movie. That's going to happen at some point.
And that's just a stark illustration to show you why we need the Electoral College.
Thank you.
Hello. You know, we don't want one state, which is so far out of the mainstream of where Americans are, deciding who the next president should be. And the one thing that also ticks me off is if there was an Electoral College and it went on the popular vote, people running for president would campaign differently. You would spend more time in states where there's a lot of people. You wouldn't go to Iowa. You wouldn't go to Missouri. You wouldn't go to Maine, New Hampshire.
Yeah, you wouldn't go to the Northeast at all. You go to New York. No, you're spot on.
I was in a good mood till I came in.
Well, I'm so sorry to do that to you. I really am.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. It's a perfect example of why we have that. And I have a friend who moved to California recently, and he was bragging when he got there that he was so happy to be out from under the personal property tax in the state of Missouri. After all these years, he wasn't going to. And I had to message him and say, well, congratulations on that, but you do know that your state tax rate just doubled, right? Yeah, do you realize that? It went from 6 or 7% in Missouri to 13 or 14% in California?
Maybe the better weather makes it.
Well, I guess so. You're paying for something out there.
I'll pay more taxes for better weather.
Gotta be kidding me. That's what you're bragging about? Oh my God!
And then one of my friends, he lives in California that I went to high school with, and he put something on his Facebook page about Hillary. She has nothing to be ashamed of, and you won the popular vote. And I'm like, dude, she lost to Donald Trump of all people. Come on, she doesn't have anything to be ashamed of.
Yeah,
Donald Trump.
Well, yeah, I know that, but.
That's a big thing to be ashamed of.
I got a great meme I'm going to post on the Mark Cox Show Facebook page here in a few minutes, showing what Bill and Hillary are really up to these days.
Uh-oh.
Now that they're officially retired, right? Poor Bill. Did you hear him yesterday? He was explaining why he lost.
Yeah.
He can't stand it.
It's all you guys, you angry white men.
Hey,
It's
Mark,
your fault.
Mark, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mark. My theory on the reason they're doing this search, one thing after another, is the fact that the elite of the Democratic Party is trying to hang the blame on how they've screwed up the party on anything. And one of the reasons is one of the top financiers is George Soros. And he spent tons and tons of money on these clowns to get them reelected. And they've got to be accountable, and they don't want to be accountable, so they come up with these harebrained ideas to delegitimize the central United States.
Yeah. You're right. No, I agree with you completely.
And they, the Electoral College, God bless the men who wrote that into it. They seen this coming because they didn't want to be controlled by population centers. The country doesn't need to be controlled by population centers, and you can see that in history. That's how the Soviet Union was built, on the control of major cities like Moscow and Leningrad and all them cities, and they built this massive empire on that very idea.
Yeah. Mark, thank you for the call. Merry Christmas to you. I appreciate it. Once again, you don't have to look far to see the hand of God in the formation of this country. They had the foresight that no one has ever had in our history. But speaking of George Soros and these idiots who donated to Jill Stein for this recount, go to cut number 8 for me with Howie Carr.
This has been such a profitable enterprise since the election campaign. Jill Stein, $7.5 million.
Sure.
I'm sure the Hamilton electors raised a ton of dough. And now you have this one. I mean, these people are putting Bernie Madoff and Nigerian princes to shame when it comes to their ability to separate fools from their money.
I'm insulted by that.
Did you donate to a Nigerian prince who was a long lost relative?
I've gotten plenty of emails.
Just needed you to send some money over and he'd fix you up?
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Should I be insulted by that?
That's Chris Arps. I'm Mark Cox.